and gentlemen, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to my live stream. Welcome back to Monday Night Raw review. I will talk about the Smackdown review that happened on Friday. I will talk about a little bit of AEW. We'll talk about the news and rumors. This is Jacob Cash 2024. Hit that like button. Leave a comment. Please subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comment section if y'all want to see more. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. My video is sponsored by PlayStation. It's sponsored by my favorite podcasters, Salamanca Sound, JD from New York, Fight for Pro Wrestling, Good My Work Commentary. Now, let's hope that this works. I really hope I'm doing a live stream. Because last time, my last live stream, I may have forgot to put it in. I think I don't know what happened to my last video. It didn't go in for some reason. It wouldn't let me do a live stream, so let's hope I'm doing one. Is it in? Okay, good. It says it right there. Hold on. I'm trying to make sure that this live stream is really working, because I don't want to have to do this over again. Kind of getting my nerve, kind of ridiculous. I may have forgotten to do that live stream earlier. Okay, so there's Smackdown, there's Raw. Okay, so it said that the live stream is in. Okay, so I will be talking about Monday Night Raw. I'll be talking about Friday Night Smackdown. Now this live stream can be like an hour and 10 minutes. I actually don't want to make it too long, but it's like an hour and 10 minutes. I think the only big thing on Smackdown was a very good show. It was a very good show. Unfortunately, I won't be able to show some of the masses here because, you know, I'm doing this live stream on my 2K25 game. I'll just do Smackdown very, very quick. Hold on. Yeah, so let me get into Smackdown real quick before I get into Raw. This is what we saw on Smackdown that was on Friday. Smackdown was a very good show. It's been like a few months now since we had a very good show on Smackdown. It really centered around the King and Queen of the Ring. We had a fantastic segment with John Cena, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, LA Knight, Caesar Plaintiff for Cody Rhodes, and Randy Orton to potential have a feud. I think that might be your finals at Night Champion and King of the Ring. Randy Orton advances. We had a very good segment with Jacob Fatu and Solo. Caesar Plaintiff what can happen this week on SmackDown. If we'll see the debut of Hikuleo. We know Hikuleo made a debut on Main Event. He already signed with the company back in last year, back in August. So Caesar Plaintiff into that. Jade Cargill advances to the Queen of the Ring. She'll face Watson Perez. I'm pretty sure that match is on. I'm pretty sure that match was on today, right? I don't know. It didn't show it. We had Tiffany Stratton and Naomi. Naomi teases her casting on Tiffany. The Y6 beat the Machine Guns in a pretty quick match. They got no reaction. Crowd was definitely mad. We had R-Truth or Ron Killings. He attacked John Cena. He also attacked him again after the face-to-face he had with CM Punk. You know, Punk and Cena set up for their match at Night Champions. And also, Alexa Bliss, she advances in the Queen of the Ring. She outsmarted Charlotte. And Cody Rhodes, he won his King of the Ring tournament in the main event. He beat Damian Priest, Nakamura, and Andrade. Now, as for what we saw on Monday Night Raw. We got the return of Goldberg coming back. We all knew who was going to show up tonight and confront Gunther, challenge them to a Saturday Night event on July 12th. He didn't say for the title, but it probably will be, clearly. We also had a major injury update. Apparently, Liv Morgan got hurt. It had to be in a match or something. Maybe it was in a brawl. I might have missed it. AJ Styles defeated JD McPherson. And he still dominated titles, so the Clays ended up dominating their feud against AJ Styles. Becky Lynch had a face-to-face with Becky. Becky Lynch had face-to-face with Bayley. Bayley takes down Becky after an intense war of words here. Asuka, she advances in the Queen of the Ring tournament. She beat Ivy Nile, Raquel Rodriguez, and Stephanie Valkyrie. Asuka just came back. Now, they spoiled her return last week. I think they spoiled it on Friday. Now, that's how the show opened up with Io Sky and Dominic and Liv. Io, not Liv and Dominic. Corey Graves is back. He's back on the commentary team. Thank God. Okay, so, I'm pretty sure that there's more matches on here, right? Alright. Hold on. I actually want to keep talking about Monday Night Raw, ladies and gentlemen. As y'all enjoyed this live stream. Hopefully that this uploads to my channel. That's all to talk about. I'm trying to go through my notes here and see what happened in this show. Io Sky confront Liv Morgan and Dominic. Liv Morgan got hurt. I don't think it was in a match. It might have been backstage or something. Or maybe it was during the segment. I don't know. I forgot. But, Asuka, she advances. Gunther and Goldberg. That was the big thing on the show. Becky and Bayley had a face-to-face. AJ Styles beat JD McDonough. They show a flashback to last week's Raw with Punk and Cena. I don't see nothing else here. There's no way that was it. There's no way that was it. Really? I might as well show y'all some of the podcasters here. Oh, actually, wait. Unless there's, news and rumors. Because I already talked about Smackdown. I talked about Raw. Seth Rollins getting a new theme song. There's an AEW lawsuit for John Moxley. Moxley AEW sued for negligence. And civil assault. Alright. Okay. Right now, there's not much to really talk going on here. We know NXT, Blake Mamo signed NXT contract. CM Punk in trouble. The refiring demanded. Okay. Actually, there's not much to talk about on here. I'm trying to go to my notes and look at all this. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. I think I talked about this in my other video that I forgot to upload, but yeah, we know that AEW had announced a new world title. It's called the AEW Unified title. It's a stupid name. It's not that good. Okay, so that's what happened on Smackdown. Juan Killings attacked R-Truth. Punk shoots on Cena. John Cena and Macy participating for King of the Ring. We got the King Queen in the ring. That was it. There were only like, I think, 4 matches on Smackdown. We had some good backstage segments. But that was like really it. Was like they know better. As for the NBA playoffs, a pretty good playoff game here. I might put you all the podcasters.
Nuts.com is a snacking utopia. We have
See, y'all can hear this.
all over the world. I actually don't speak a lot of other languages, but Gemini and Google Meet, it translates everything.
She somehow fell right on her forearm, and that dislocated her shoulder. That is so weird. I don't think I've ever seen that happen. Yeah, she was out immediately. And they're saying she might be out tops. This is not confirmed, but tops, she might be out 6 months. So she's gone for the rest of the year, essentially. She's out 6 months. We don't know. She might be back sooner. It might be one of those cases where, all right, she's out for a couple of weeks and she'll be back on TV. But yeah, I don't see her spending much time on.
She's gonna take everything that Becky took from her. She called out Becky, and then Becky came to the ring wearing a green. I'm not the sports guy. I think it was Chicago Bears. Correct me if I'm wrong. And their rivals with Green Bay, Wisconsin. So she was wearing the Chicago Bears jacket to get the heel heat.
Is that how Liv Morgan got hurt? She wrestled Kairi Sane tonight and addressed her attack on Nikki Bella. Hopefully it's not anything serious. There are only like 4 matches? Really? There are only like 4 matches. We had 2 fatal 4-way matches. We had AJ Styles and JD McDonagh, Liv Morgan and Kairi Sane. Alright.
And she said that her and Bayley were never meant to be at the top. And Bayley just accepted being second while Becky wanted to be number 1. Bayley wanted to be second just like the Packers. She said she used to fight for the people, but they stopped fighting for her. Becky said that the same thing happened with Bayley. They don't care about her. They didn't care when Becky took Bayley's spot at WrestleMania. Bayley responded by saying that Becky is insecure and had to be a surprise at WrestleMania, so she took out Bayley, and that she asked Becky if Becky remembered having to actually fight for a spot on the card, and Becky responded by asking if
5.5 hours of main roster TV. You've got main event. Just because you don't do anything with it now doesn't mean you can't do anything with it. Stop the apathy. Stop the complacency. Stop it. Now, here is a part of this that could work out. And D-Lo Diggs points it out as well. Hoping for the best for Liv, but man, they can do these Judgment Day segments with Roxy here. The 4 ways for the opening round, these interferences are too much. So, there was Roxanne being told by Finn backstage after Finn had pissed off Raquel, yeah, you should get involved. So we were going to see some more meddling with Roxanne. We could see more meddling with Roxanne, because what I don't want them to do is to vacate the women's tag team titles, because I fear that if they vacate the women's tag team titles, they will end up just abandoning them. I also fear, but also I'm a little optimistic, they could simply have Raquel Freebird the titles now. But if the Bellas win those titles, I also think it'll be like a Lifetime Achievement Award where they're retired as well. You know what I mean? Yeesh. as it turns out, you should just book your women's tag teams better. Ryan says, thought Kabuki Warriors would have been added in tags. I think they will be. And Luis points out, yeah, they released Gigi. They didn't extend Shotzi. You could have put Gigi and Shotzi together on the main roster immediately. Have both of them running down in the tanks. Come on, man. The Line Drive says, out of this injury, I hope Raquel has another opportunity to be a headline act. Been frustrating as a fan of hers in NXT and Vince's fumble with her. I mean, there was definitely a little bit of a different aura there. And I want to say this, Raquel helped lead Ronda Rousey to one of the best matches that she ever had. That's one, I can't remember. I think that was Ronda's second run when she didn't have, like, any good matches except for the Raquel one. Am I remembering that right? I believe I am. I'll go back and look, but if you guys didn't catch that, I think that was around the time that Charlotte came back or something like.
I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Thank you, President Donald J. Trump, for securing our border and putting America first. Now, President Trump...
Hold on.
Dating
Here we go.
injury that she perhaps suffered there, and at the worst possible time. You know, she's really riding this wave of not only her popularity, but her stock is rising exponentially within WWE over the past year or so, and I dare say it's as strong as it's ever been, and this is not the time that you want to suffer an injury like this. And I haven't seen any updates. If you guys learn of anything tonight, feel free to share it in the chat. Haven't seen any updates yet, but based on the eyeball test, looks to be serious, and something like that took her out of the match that quick, you know, it just feels like there's no way around surgery for something like that. I really, really hope I'm wrong. And that's unfortunate, especially for Liv, since she's been, you know, white hot lately. The only silver lining, perhaps, in an injury like this regarding Morgan is that Liv in a sling can still be very, very entertaining on television. With other people, if you're injured, you're probably just going to be off TV. I still feel like she could have an influence in the Judgment Day with Dominic in backstage segments, maybe even in-ring segments. She's just going to be in a sling or for whatever, dealing with whatever injury she's dealing with, if she has to have surgery, however long that keeps her out. But I'm hoping we see her on TV so she doesn't, you know, like we see her on TV before her rehab is up. You know, I hope we don't have to wait all this time to see her again, especially since she has so much momentum right now. So we still have to wait and hear what the details of this injury are, but based on what we saw, it did not look good at all. So let's really hope, keep our fingers crossed, and send positive vibes Liv Morgan's way.
Big-time friends turned bitter rivals in Sheamus. He needed Sheamus most. Sheamus left him in the dark, off in the abyss. And Sheamus said Sheamus turned...
Alright, so I'm trying to watch the main event.
It's about time you man up and earn your
We have Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. He came out on board tonight.
own your choices. In a decade. Not long ago, at WrestleMania 35, when they have them in opponents in the Nation's days, yes, embarrassing.
Alright. So Bronze Reed comes out with Paul Heyman's holding the briefcase.
Rollins into it by Bronson Reed tonight to complete his plan. Well,
I'm trying to see who won this main event, damn it. Well, I guess I gotta wait. I don't know why it doesn't say that it's live. It should say that it is live. Hold on a second. Just want to make sure that this is live. Have to keep on checking. Okay, it said that it's live. Alright. Because I don't want to have to do this over again. Very sorry about that. Alright. Now let's get back to the review. Now let's go into these I'll say though. Alright. Alright, come on now. Come on now. Alright, come on.
It looked like he was really getting him, like, really throw. Promo code Denise. Visit Bluetooth.com for more details and important.
Simple as just inserting Roxanne Perez into many of those situations that Liv Morgan was in.
Right. So what this reminded me of was when Rhea Ripley got hurt. When she got hurt, it kind of felt like, oh my god, like right after WrestleMania, you know, she had just won the title, and we're thinking like, dude, this kind of feels like the end of the world. And on the bright side of that, that ended up kind of helping Liv Morgan in, you know, this odd way where she kind of blew up that year during that time that Rhea Ripley was away. So I'm looking at this now and I'm thinking, oh my god, is this going to be, you know, can they find a successful way, kind of like what they did when Rhea was gone, but instead for Roxanne Perez? Can they find a different avenue for her to take so that, you know, her momentum and this big story that she had going, that it doesn't just go down the drain? And then also, you know, in regards to Nikki, you know, clearly she came back for this whole Evolution thing. I didn't know if they were going to do a singles match, a tag team match, but the point is there was plans there. So this almost there's never a good time to get injured, but it kind of feels like right now was one of the worst considering all of the things that she had going. So in terms of Roxanne, here's the thing, I'm not worried at all with Roxanne because right now there are still so many other people that she can kind of start something with that can eventually lead to something else. I mean, God, you have Stephanie on the show. She's kind of not, you know, she didn't win today in her matchup for the fatal four-way for the Queen of the Ring. So, you know, there's people that she can start something with. She can kind of pull off of what they've already done with her and Raquel. There's that animosity there. Of course, that begs the question of, will, you know, Liv have to obviously drop the women's tag team championship? That could be a situation where Roxanne suddenly goes in and fills her shoes in that. So I do think there's ways to go around it. It's just unfortunate that they have to do that.
Yeah, the precedent is there of just giving Roxanne the tag titles, by the way, with what happened with Bianca, Jade, and Naomi. That being a similar situation, but a manufactured, not a real injury situation. But they can roll with that if they really want to, if they want to keep the women's tag titles there. That is honestly where the women's tag titles are is like the least of my care. All of the other more prominent, important feuds, those are the ones where I'm a little bit bummed. Not a little bit, very bummed that we're going to have to either reset, pivot. But as you said, there's enough talent, there's enough bodies. If there wasn't enough bodies, they wouldn't be able to do an entire PLE for women's wrestling. So there is definitely enough bodies, enough credible women that you can slot in and pivot. And luckily, this is not a week or two before Evolution. You still got a handful of weeks. You got a 3 and a bit weeks, I believe, until Evolution. So plenty of time to be able to come up with something creative, something interesting, for somebody else to step in and take all of the baggage that Liv Morgan was carrying. So I think they're going to be okay, but it's still, as you said, it's never good when it happens. But if there was a time where it was one of the worst possible times, it was this one.
Yeah, 100%. And so the good thing is that with Evolution, we know that she is a great promo. You can still have her go out there, talk some shit. She's good on the mic and doing her thing like that. So again, depending on where she's at, if she has to have surgery, how that all works out, I guess that's a question for a later time. But obviously, wishing Liv Morgan a speedy recovery. She's been busting her ass, Santi. Like, we know this. The fans know this. And whether you like or love or hate Liv, however you feel about Liv, she's been going out there. She's been doing the media appearances. She was just, filming a movie in Japan. She's at all of the award shows. She's become a big star. She's been working non-stop, for a long time. So, yeah, sending her some good vibes. We got John Taylor here who says, DWO, did you know at the top tier of Patreon, you get a one-on-one video call with Denise, our
Oh wait, hold on. Trying to show you all the podcasts. We got Sean Steve's Apps, we got Joe Cronin, and Adine Salcedo.
In a Saturday night's main event match, you talked about trying to create a conversation, trying to take the water.
This is really fucking. This is crazy.
You raised a piece of shit.
Oh shit.
TV match. We got the infamous CM Punk pipe bomb promo. Jesus Christ, thinking about those two things parallel to each other is kind of insane. But we are seeing that matchup on Smackdown this week. By the way, everybody keeps bringing up the fact that they're still calling him R-Truth even though he's Ron Killings. Do you have any explanation for that? Because I was honestly didn't really have an explanation for that.
I don't. I thought he was Ron Killings. Is all I have.
Anthony Giuliano here says, do you guys have a prediction on who will fill in to face Nikki at Evolution? Gosh, Jesus. I mean, Roxanne Perez is the perfect option in a way because Roxanne looked up to Nikki a whole lot, and Nikki, has admired that Roxanne looked up to her. I mean, they have pictures together at meet and greets and her crying, and who knows, this can turn into a I hate my idols type of thing, which we've seen Roxanne Perez do several times. So it could be a situation where it could even be as easy as Roxanne Perez.
I mean, yeah, I think that makes sense. I thought they were going to do Liv Morgan and Raquel versus Nikki Bella and Rhea as a tag match, just to get as many people as possible. Because I saw, Rhea and Raquel have this thing going. Liv and Nikki would have had this thing going. I thought that's where they were going to go. So it could legit just be Raquel and Rox versus Rhea and Nikki Bella. Yeah,
we got Josh D here. Thank you, Josh, for the generous super chat. He says, I'm one of two so far out of my King of the Ring outcomes. Asuka winning to face her old tag partner, and I'm hoping for my second, it being Jay and Sammy in the finals. You were on Friday. Cody versus Orton needs to build up in big storylines at Major PLE. Yeah, that's kind of where I was going. And then I ended up changing my mind. I kind of changed my mind in my follow-up predictions video, and I'm already wrong because I ended up going with Stephanie. Even I doubted myself. I knew Asuka was going to win this, and I doubted myself, and I ended up going with Stephanie. But let's talk about this because this was one of my favorite parts of the show was the women's Fatal 4-Way, the last one for the Queen of the Ring tournament, and Asuka made her return look absolutely awesome with that really cool black and white mask, the really cool purple and green face paint matching her hair. She looks phenomenal, the same Asuka that we have known to love and respect over the last couple of years, and she hadn't been on TV or wrestling in like a year and a half, they said, so a really long time. She came in here and she won this matchup. I wasn't sure because I thought, okay, Asuka can't come back and just lose like this. And Stephanie Becaire, but she's so freaking popular, right? Like, she's so popular. And I know people were so disappointed when she lost. I saw so many people being like, damn it, I wanted Stephanie to win. And I get it. So that's where we're at right now. Asuka advances, and she's going to go on to face Alexa Bliss. And then we're also going to be getting Jade and Roxanne. So now looking at this, I'm still sticking with my overall pick of it being Jade Cargill. But do you feel like it might be Jade? Do you feel like it might be something else? And were you surprised Asuka won this?
I was honestly fine with Asuka or Stephanie Bucker. I'm like, I think both of these are great options. I'm glad that Stephanie didn't take the pin at the very least. I'm looking for silver linings there. But if you want to capitalize on like one last big run for Asuka, then I'm glad that she got the win here. Glad that they went back to her old theme as well. I don't know if you picked up on that, which is pretty awesome. So I mean, like, I'm never going to be mad about Asuka getting a push. Like, that's just I'm never going to be on board just because the one that I really like, Stephanie Bucker, isn't getting the push. I'm not going to all of a sudden hate the Asuka push because that's also something that I'm absolutely here for, and I'm absolutely going to be eyes glued to the screen. I'm excited for the semifinals that have been properly announced, but I still think that this is Jade Cargill's tournament to lose. I think she's winning this thing.
Yeah, I feel like she's got it, but who do you think she goes up against, though? Asuka or Alexa?
I think it's going to be Alexa.
Oh, shit. See, oh, man, like, that would be good. I feel like all of these matches, though, all of them are some that,
maybe Asuka. I could see Charlotte costing Alexa.
Oh, yeah. Okay, unless she costs her all the way into the finals.
Maybe.
Either way, I guess it can happen in either direction there. I don't know, man. See, this one's tough. Like, I feel like I'm still going with Jade, but I mean, you can pretty much make a case for anybody because, like, people want to see Asuka versus Io. Alexa Bliss is so popular. Roxanne Perez now has an open wide space for something to happen after following the Liv stuff. So you can really make a case for anybody. Thank you so much, Josh D. We got Sin City Saint who says, I'm with Santi. Imagine the matches. Cody versus Goldberg. Mr. Iguana versus Goldberg.
Book it. Book it.
Thank you, Sin City Saint. Anthony Giuliano says, I met Goldberg when he was in WCW. He was cool. So, Santi, I need to tell you my Goldberg story, okay?
Oh, tell me.
So, Goldberg was very, very nice to me, and I'm actually, I'm a Goldberg fan, so there's that. But, so, in 2019, when they had the Fox premiere, they did a blue carpet in LA.
God damn it with the goddamn commercials. Get out of here with the crap. Very sorry for it, ladies and gentlemen. I hate the goddamn commercials. So fucking stupid. Get out of here.
Like, oh fuck, like, is Goldberg not gonna want to do the interview with me? And he looked at me and he goes, hi. And I go, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Denise. I'm like, are you interested in doing an interview? He's like, yeah, let's do it. And I was like, oh shit. So, like, I kind of felt like, he had the option to deny me and he didn't. So I feel like he kind of made, I can't hate him because, he was nice to me.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's a cool story.
Yeah, I felt special. I was like, yay, I got chosen.
You're a Goldberg girl.
Sure, I guess.
No, just say it loud and proud. You're a Goldberg girl.
I mean, he was nice to me. I can't be mean to someone that was nice.
See, there you are, coward. You won't say it. You won't lean into it. Says, I'm a Goldberg fan. Tells this beautiful story about how Goldberg gave her an opportunity. I say you're a Goldberg girl. You're like, I don't know.
Well, I just don't agree with some of the things that he has said recently in podcasts. That's kind of been like, I can't really get on board with some of those things. But I always was a fan of his and just his overall career. That I was a fan of. And then obviously in that moment, also a fan. But hey, he was nice. All right, we got Larisse Johnson here who says, Santi, Goldberg is not going to win against Gunther, and I want to see Randy Orton to be WWE Undisputed Champion. I feel like Randy, given he's so popular, but I feel like there's only been a couple of people that have kind of predicted him or predicted him actually winning this. So he would be this sort of, even though he's so popular, he would still kind of be the dark horse in this tournament.
I'd agree.
Thank you, Larisse. We got Bob Ross Jr. who says, decent Monday Night Raw, but who's ready for the official start of the Blake Monroe era of NXT tomorrow? I am. Plus, we're also starting the Evolution Eliminator matches, so I'm looking forward to all of them.
Is she in it?
No, she wasn't announced for those.
She wasn't announced for those.
The contract signing, yeah. Mm-hmm. I was a little bit bummed out, but maybe I'm thinking that there's a bigger reason for her on that. Sin City Saint says, people say nothing happens on Saturday night's main event. I'm going with the scenario Goldberg wins, Seth cashes in, makes Saturday night unmissable in the future. I don't know if he would do the cash for that Saturday night's main event. Like, I know people are predicting it, but I mean, some things happened on the last Saturday night's main event. Cody came back. That happened.
True.
It happened. I don't know.
True.
Hassan Butler says, I don't want to see Goldberg versus Gunther, but as a guy pushing 60, he's still got hella aura while my body is giving up in its 30s.
I feel that, brother. I've been rotting since 28.
That is so sad. CJ here says, I think the booking for Cody's reign prior to the KO heel turn put some people off Cody as champ. The AJ feud was okay, but the solo bloodline stuff was dog shit. Great matches. That's what everyone's saying. Great matches overall, just nothing that meant the same. I think the problem was, Santi, we came off of such a hot stuff with him and The Rock and Roman Reigns and all of what happened with Cody at WrestleMania 40. And then to go into just anything else, nothing was going to match that magnitude of what we were getting before.
And they didn't pay it off. That's the annoying part. The thing with The Rock, they just like, okay, all right. So everything that wasn't that was always something that some fans would get soured on. It's like, okay, when are we going to get to The Rock thing? When are we going to revisit this story? And then they just never did. And look, I still liked Cody's reign, but I would have liked it a lot more if we didn't have that moment between him and The Rock on the Raw up to WrestleMania 40.
Yeah, twice they revisited, and twice it still hasn't happened. Imperial Silence says, so what's the over-under on the length of the match between Gunther and Goldberg? I say 7 minutes, and I'm betting the over, but just barely. I think 5 to 7 minutes is probably what we'll get out of it. I can't imagine it being much longer, to be honest. I don't think it should be much longer.
I think it'll be under 5 minutes. Goldberg's best match in the last, in his run after returning in 2016, was that 5-minute match at WrestleMania with Brock Lesnar. That was genuinely his best match, and it was actually like good. That is a match I genuinely recommend non-wrestling fans. Like if you might recognize the name Brock Lesnar because of UFC. Here's just this car crash between just two beefy dudes beating the crap out of each other for 5 minutes. That way you don't have to sit through a 35-minute New Japan match.
That's honestly a good one. I'm gonna have to start using that one. JJ Castillo says, just why WWE continues to give Goldberg a title match. He makes his opponents look weak because he can only wrestle for 5 to 10 minutes, and they make him look strong. Classic Vince booking. So it seems like a lot of people are even though we've known that this was on the verge of happening, it still seems like people are not really too keen on him. So that's where we're at. JJ, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. Stephen Martrulli here says, how about Roman returns to cost Seth the cash-in at Saturday night's main event, sets up SummerSlam match. Cody beats Cena night 2, puts Cody in chaos, in chase mode, excuse me. Dude, I don't even know when Roman Reigns is coming back at this point. Like, it feels weird that we're getting so much closer to SummerSlam and he's still not here.
Yeah, I don't think that they can do another return at SummerSlam event for Roman, right? I think we're all expecting him to have a match in what's supposed to be the biggest SummerSlam of all time.
2 nights, bro. Roman Reigns better have a match, or else I'm gonna be like, come on, these prices, these 2 nights, we gotta do something. Thank you, Steven. We got Nishi Emmanuel here who says Goldberg ain't winning. It's just an honor match.
Is that like Nishi? 1,000,000% can you say that with confidence, life on the line? Because I can't. I am 99.999% sure that Goldberg is going to lose. But like that bacteria that sticks around when you use hand sanitizer, that's a Goldberg championship opportunity. That's what happens. He's the 0.01% that nothing can kill, not even fire.
Damn. All right, poor Nishi. Now he's second guessing this whole thing. We got Josh D here who says, I feel bad for Liv. I also feel bad for Kyrie because even though it wasn't her fault, being part of 2 big injuries in a month period must be tough for her. Yeah, man. When it always comes to people getting a hard time on the internet for being part of someone's injury, it's always unfair. This is a dangerous sport. Everyone knows what they sign up for. Again, if it wasn't a dangerous sport, we'd all be doing it. Thank you, Josh. We got Sin City State here who says, was I the only one who missed Carlito in the Judgment Day segment? Of course, it's sad to see, poor Carlito get, have to get released and all of that, but I feel like they kind of moved on pretty quickly. So, and it's just a totally different reaction from the R-Truth stuff and the Carlito stuff. I feel the R-Truth stuff completely overshadowed the Carlito stuff, unfortunately. But that's just what happened. Sin City Saint, thank you so much for that super chat. All right, we got the last big thing that we need to talk about for this show is the little feud that we got, a little promo back and forth between Bayley and Becky Lynch. And this one, I had some good times with this because this is basically Becky telling Bayley, hey man, you're good with playing second fiddle. I'm not good with playing.
I don't know what's going on with my connection.
That's why you're caught
I don't know, something going on with my connection. I don't know what it is.
Hey, my loves, let's head to the vitamin shop and restock on some
Oh,
vitamins.
come on now.
I have a new product on my personal shopping list.
Now let's show you
But I
guys
made the
some.
comment last week, how long before Rikishi crashes out? It was only a couple of days. But this is not a time he was in the present tonight that it will be one-on-one, but we knew re-emerge on WWE television sometime soon. Because we have been hearing reports about this Saturday night's main event date on July 12th for a while. They're going to be in Atlanta, Georgia, and the talk
Why they keep freezing?
has been that Bill Goldberg was finally going to get that retirement match that he has been bellyaching about for years and years. And so Triple H and WWE decided to shut him up by giving him what he wants. And tonight it was made official, ladies and gentlemen, challenging for the World Heavyweight Championship. Who's next? Who gives a shit? That's the better question. No, we know who's next. We all know who's next. Gunther is next. It was made official tonight that it will be one-on-one Goldberg challenging Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship in Atlanta, Georgia at the State Farm Arena. Saturday night's main event. And you know, Goldberg is actually, I think, a very appropriate title because while the guy keeps himself in good shape, I mean, you look at him, I'm not saying that Goldberg is walking around like a stick figure, but my God, you know, watching him limp along to the ring, he was kind of walking to the ring like a zombie, a little bit. I thought that was a very appropriate name. Now look, none of this comes as a surprise, because we all knew that the likely opponent for him was always going to be Gunther. If you made a short list of people that you think he might have gone up against in his retirement match, because they already shot the angle for it, right, late last year. It was a Bad Blood, I think. Then you had to know that Gunther was likely going to be the guy. It wasn't going to be Braun Breaker. It wasn't going to be anybody else that really would have made any sense, quite frankly. But the way they went about doing it tonight, I thought was so fucking lazy.
Yeah.
Goldberg is out there. He brings up the fact that the last time he was in the presence of Gunther, you know, he was sort of, you know, saying things about him in front of his family, and he didn't take too kindly to that. So all these months later, here he is now. But no mention of the World Heavyweight Championship. It came in a graphic later on after the segment, where they just sort of threw it out there. They threw it up on screen. Saturday night's main event, Gunther and Goldberg for the World Heavyweight Championship. And I'm like, this is how you announce that this is going to be a World Championship match? And why? Why is it even a World Championship match? I mean, now we know why Triple H wanted to take the title off Jey Uso last Monday when he did. Because he wanted this to be a championship match. For reasons that, you know, maybe will become clear when the match actually happens, because there is a certain someone running around with a briefcase. But on the surface of it, did this really need to be a championship match?
No.
The minute that Gunther won the belt back, it became very likely that it was going to be a world title match. But, like, Goldberg has not shied away from the fact that all of these media interviews and his own podcasts and all of the press, everything that he's been doing, they have gone out of their way to make it very clear that this is going to be his retirement match. He walked out there tonight with new merch that said Goldberg's last ride. And they've already got the merch up and ready to go on WWE Shop. Okay, so this is not a surprise to most people, although they've never actually said this on WWE television. So knowing this, because it's not exactly a state secret, why would you have the graphic thrown up to very casually announce that, yes, it's a World Heavyweight Championship match, without building to it by having Gunther say, well, you know what, you want a shot at me in my World Championship, which, by the way, you don't deserve, because what the fuck has he done to deserve a World Heavyweight title match?
Exactly.
But beyond that, you want me in the ring for my World Heavyweight Championship? You've got to sweeten the pot and put something on the line on your end.
And that's how we have Goldberg putting his career on the line. I'm willing to put my career on the line. This will be the last match I ever have. If I go in there and I can't beat you and win the World Heavyweight Championship, title for career. And you build up to it in these next few weeks, and we'll probably see Goldberg on television these next few weeks leading up to the show. So for them to just go out there so casually and announce it in the way that they did, that this was going to be a World Heavyweight Championship match, I just think is the laziest fucking approach that you possibly could have taken. That's why I think this is Triple H just saying, you know what, let's just get this shit over with. Let's just get this shit over with. We'll put the match out there. He'll get beat. He'll get his retirement match, and we'll move on from this. Because why would you not turn this into a story where, in turn, he puts his career on the line if this is, in fact, meant to be his last match ever? That's the part I don't understand, because what you've now done is you have sent... Now, I know Goldberg is a big name from the past. I get that. And I suppose the idea is that, well, there are certain names that were just so big and so revered that it doesn't matter. They don't have to earn a shot at the championship. He's a big enough name, he could just come back and get a shot at the championship. And I still call bullshit on that. But my God, I mean, the last time this guy had a match was 3 years ago. The last time he got a win in a match was 4 years ago. And for him to walk in just the way that they did it, and that's how we get this World Heavyweight Championship match, is just so fucking lazy and preposterous to me.
Yeah.
That and looking at him out there, my God, I mean, you could tell he's got an issue with his knee, which he has already openly stated. I think it's his left knee. But he's got an issue with his knee. He's limping out there. He looked gassed. He had a little 2-minute promo, and the promo was fine, but like, my God, I mean, he was just sweating bullets out there. I mean, this is just ridiculous. But to be fair, he went out there tonight because I bet most people had no idea he was going to be there, and he got a good reaction from the crowd. But I thought the way they went about doing this was just so fucking stupid. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree.
In addition to that, that was not the only thing that happened on the show tonight. We had 2 more matches, one in the King of the Ring and one in the Queen of the Ring, as we are now barreling towards the semifinals on each side. We now know that Jey Uso lost his World Heavyweight Championship last week to Gunther. And Rikishi is still reeling from the outcome of that match. By the way, I made the comment last week, how long before Rikishi crashes out? It was only a couple of days. I wasn't too far. But Jey Uso, I guess as a make good, as a bounce back for losing that match last week, is going to the semifinals. He will meet Cody Rhodes on Raw next Monday night. In addition to that, we have Asuka is back. The Empress has returned, and she won her 4-way match tonight, which means that she's going to the semifinals, and she will wrestle Alexa Bliss. So we have a situation on the men's side and the women's side where the matches and that match will take place, I believe, on Friday on Smackdown. But in both cases, you have people who were once tag team champions together, which is kind of interesting. Not too interesting, but it's kind of a little interesting factoid there. And then someone who wasn't even in the tournament, but was building an angle for a match to take place at Evolution that same weekend next month in Atlanta, where Goldberg is getting his championship match. That's out the window now, most likely, because of a fluke injury that took place on the show tonight. A very unfortunate injury. There's never a good time to be hurt. But Liv Morgan in a match with Kairi Sane. I was sitting here racking my brain trying to think of another example of this, and I couldn't. I don't recall ever seeing a match that quickly into a match where somebody got injured. Maybe it's happened at some point, but like, ding, 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 the match starts, and then somebody gets hurt. This was as quick of an injury as you will ever see. And it was a complete fluke. It was a complete freak accident. Liv Morgan, dislocated shoulder. Depending on the severity of the injury, it could be weeks, it could be a few months, we don't know. But at the very least, I would think that Evolution is probably not going to happen for her. SummerSlam is in doubt as well. And so an injury to Liv Morgan affects more than just Liv Morgan. This affects multiple people now. We'll talk about what happened and where we go from here. those were sort of the newsworthy happenings on Raw tonight. I don't know that I would say it was a better show than last week. It was a good show overall, pretty solid. I enjoyed the main event, which was the four-way King of the Ring first round match. We're going to get into everything that happened on this show. This is your Raw on Netflix review. It is Monday, June 16th, 2025. I am the Solid Monster, but you already know that. Like and subscribe. If you are new here, welcome. I hope you enjoy your stay, and please hit that subscribe button. Super chats are open as well. We already had a bunch of them come in before I went live. I got to give an early shout out here to our good friend Havili, who I don't know if Havili is here at the moment or not, but Havili dropped a few. We'll get to his message and everybody else's as we go along here. You may also see them popping up on your screen, as we just did with MGM Ballin. What's going on, MGM? So thank you guys for that. I want to give a shout out to somebody else here, and I don't know if he's in the chat at the moment. I know he popped it. Hopefully all good vibes for him going forward. It's a very scary situation. He talked about how he wasn't taking some of the medication that he was supposed to be taking for some stuff that he has, and you see what the end result can be. So I think if anybody learns anything from his situation, take care of yourself. And if there are things you are supposed to be doing and the doctor tells you that you are supposed to be doing, please make sure you do them, because they are telling you that for a reason. So I am very happy that Sidro is still with us, that he is doing better. Hopefully he will pop in at some point here tonight. But that was a very scary thing to see. When I popped onto social media yesterday, I said, holy shit, and I see him posting from his hospital bed. So all the best to Sidro, everybody in the shows, not the in the back last week. Thank you for paving the way for all of us. So the heels left the ring, and when this was over, I'm sitting here and I was left wondering what the point of all this was. And I thought, well, maybe it'll become clear later if EO comes out maybe to assist Kyrie, because Liv was scheduled for a singles match against Kyrie. We never did get to really see that match, so I don't know what they would have planned anyway, one way or the other for that match. But when this was over, it was like, okay, I'm not really sure what this accomplished. Evidently, and she got Raquel on the apron, and she gave her a devil's.
Alright, now let me show y'all JD from New York.
With a $100 super chat. Holy. Bill Goldberg, 100 episodes. That. June 16th, 2000. 100 episodes. That way, man. We're gonna do 100 when I'm back in New York, and we're gonna get things right, and we're gonna have a nice party and a nice celebration. And Jason and I are looking forward to that. It's gonna be a big night. So thank you very much. Cut my hair, JD. You may be surprised, man. I'm in the process of looking up people to get the job done this week, man. So next time you see me on Wednesday, I might look a little lighter. I'll just say that. But next time you guys will see me live will be Wednesday. Jesse and I will be covering Dynamite. We are not going to miss Dynamite. It's from Arena, Mexico, and it's going to be a big night. And I would not miss that one for the world, man, because if you guys take a look at that card, I don't know, man, that seems like it's going to be a banger stream just by the way the card is shaping up on Wednesday night. And then Friday, we'll be back in the office, back to usual. You guys will get your air drums, you guys will get your venue, and we'll get the windows rolling down, and we'll all be asking on Friday night, what the fuck are you guys drinking? So I appreciate your patience, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight, even remote. I wasn't going to miss tonight because I knew exactly what we were going to get tonight, and that was Bill Goldberg. Bill Goldberg. I know, listen, man, the lighting in here is not sufficient, man. Do I look a little red? I look a little red. That also could be because I got sunburned. I don't know, man. Where am I? I don't know. That remains a mystery, but I am a little red. I did get a little sunburned. I was out in the sun for the last 48 hours. this past weekend. So we're going to try and get through this the best that we can. And again, I appreciate you guys joining me here on your Monday Night Raw post show here. It is June 16th, 2025. And I know we all anticipated it. And I know we all have heard the rumors, and we've heard the speculation, and we've heard the murmurs from every dirt sheet in the IWC, and that was Bill Goldberg. He's back. We don't want him back, but he's back. And Bill Goldberg is back in the WWE. Apparently, the rumor was that he was going to wrestle Gunther in Atlanta at Saturday night's main event, and all of that became a reality tonight on Monday Night Raw. Gunther comes out and addresses the fact that he won the World's Heavyweight Championship from Jey Uso only 7 days ago, and the fact that Rollins is teasing a cash-in not only for the WWE Championship, but for the World Heavyweight Championship. We don't know which direction Seth Rollins is going to sway in the wind. We didn't get Rollins during this segment tonight. We got Bill Goldberg. And when I tell you Bill Goldberg came out, he was already out of breath before the fireworks went off. He was already out of breath before he walked down the aisle. He was already out of breath before he climbed the ring steps. He was already sweating buckets of sweat before he got into the ring. I'm surprised he wasn't bleeding, because you know how he likes to smash his head into the door of the locker room before he emerges from his locker room. And the man could barely walk. Bill Goldberg could barely walk. We are going to be in for a very long 3 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. Bill Goldberg is back. The match with Gunther is signed for July 12th, Saturday night's main event. Is it for the World Heavyweight Championship? As of right now, it's not. As of right now, it's not. I don't know why it should be. Why would it be for the World Heavyweight Championship? The guy did fucking nothing. He comes back, he asks for a match because it's a retirement match. Are we supposed to grant him a World Heavyweight Championship match because he's Bill Goldberg? No.
It's the same old shit. We're giving time answer to losers, the part-timers, 50-year-old men who no business being in the ring. It them being lazy that Vince McMahon did. How did it go away and come back and a championship? Last time he was in the ring was 3 years ago against Roman Reigns for the world title at the Chamber pay-per-view in Saudi Arabia, and he lost in 5 minutes. Before that, he lost to Bobby Lashley, then Drew McIntyre, then Braun Strowman. Then remember he won the world title from the Fiend. He killed the Fiend. God rest his soul. And this is why I always go Bill Goldberg. Fuck Bill Goldberg. Now we all hope that this is the last time we see Goldberg in the ring. We see Goldberg challenge for a world championship. Seriously, we're all tired of Bill Goldberg. I don't know what's gonna happen here. If the match is gonna end clean, it could end in a screwy finish that might justify a match for SummerSlam. I hope to God not. Hope this is no one-off.
No, it doesn't work that way. So we are headed towards that. I wish we weren't. And it seemingly looks like Bill Goldberg sort of had his retirement match tonight because he looked fucking awful. So we'll go over that because that was the biggest takeaway from Monday Night Raw tonight. The other big takeaways were the king and queen of the ring. Asuka returns. She advanced like I predicted she would in that match. Also with Stephanie Vaquer. And I know a lot of people are very high on Stephanie Vaquer. I am as well. She's the next breakout star in the division. But it did not make sense for her to win here. And I knew she wasn't going to get pinned because she just got here. I also felt the same way about Asuka because Asuka just returned after over a year, and I just didn't see WWE doing Asuka dirty like that and giving her a loss in her first match back. They already ruined her in this match by not even announcing that she was in the match formally. They gave us a graphic. We saw Asuka was on the graphic in this match, and then 2 hours later last week, they gave us a video package detailing that she is on her way back. They did things backwards. Asuka was in this match with Stephanie, also Raquel Rodriguez and Ivy Nile. Those two women were not winning this match. They did not stand a chance. It was either Asuka or Stephanie. They went with Asuka. That is the right decision to make. We'll go over that as well. I thought this ladies' match was a lot better than two of the ladies' matches we've seen on Friday Night Smackdown. Asuka advanced. On the men's side, it was Sheamus, it was Rusev, it was Jey Uso, and it was Bronson Reed. Very, very good main event. I love all those guys. I even like Jey Uso, even though I do think he's overplayed and he's overhyped and he's overexposed. But man, what a circus that main event was. We got interferences from everybody. We got Sami Zayn out there. We got Cody Rhodes out there. We got LA Knight out there. I mean, it's crazy how WWE is just bunching everybody together and all of their tensions and problems are coming together. I actually quite like it. I thought this was a tremendous main event. And I thought Sheamus looked great. I thought Bronson Reed looked great. I thought Rusev looked the best out of all four guys. And it's nice to see him get back in there with actual competition that's not named Akira Tozawa. He looked great. But in the end, Jey Uso won. And Jey Uso is going on to the semifinals next Monday against Cody Rhodes. On the SmackDown side, we have Sami Zayn and Randy Orton. Now, I don't really like Jey Uso even being in this tournament because only 7 days ago he lost the World Heavyweight Championship. And Adam Pearce put him in there. I mean, that was the lamest of announcements. He could have put anybody in there and it would have elicited more excitement than anybody than Jey Uso. But he's in there. And they're going to continue to go with Jey Uso.
So we got like 4 baby faces. Randy Orton versus Sami Zayn this Friday. Next Monday, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. That's 4 baby faces. I guess not doing no heel versus baby face. We got 4 baby faces. And that's a problem. They don't want to put heels. The part way for Seth Rollins.
I have my theories. I know his father, Rikishi, complained. We ranted about this on Friday. Rikishi ranted that Jey Uso only had 50 plus days with the World Heavyweight Championship, not realizing that Jey Uso's not the only superstar in WWE history to hold a World Championship for 50 days. He seemingly doesn't grasp the fact that his son got the greatest accolade that any professional wrestler could ever ask for, and that is winning the World Championship at WrestleMania. Seemingly selfish and greedy is the Anoa'i family. Jey Uso got a great moment. And it still wasn't enough. WWE bent the knee to Rikishi and put this guy in the tournament and then gave him a win tonight. Now, I don't really care for him being there. I knew why he was there. I knew exactly what WWE was doing.
I just hate the goddamn commercials. These commercials are so annoying.
Long-term booking. It's in the intro. This match with Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes is the personification, it's the definition of long-term booking, the history between these two guys, the probable outcomes and the directions that they could go in here. Randy versus Orton. Or Randy versus Orton. Same fucking guy. Cody versus Orton. Cody versus Orton. We could Cody Sammy. We could go Jey and Randy. We could go Jey and Sammy. There's a lot of intriguing possibilities to come out of the men's side of the tournament because all 4 guys have something to do with each other, at least at some point in the last 18 to 24 months. So, I don't want to lie to you. I would not have gone with Jey Uso, but for the sake of story, there is nobody better than Jey Uso as a winner in this match. That match with Cody and Jey is Cody's. Cody is not, I don't want to sit here and say he's not losing. after what we got tonight, he could very well lose because Seth Rollins is very angry at Cody Rhodes for standing him up tonight. We could easily get Jay and Sammy. We could. I can't even sit here. Gotta second guess myself. I can't even sit here and tell you that Cody is in this thing. Now, I said it from the beginning. I'm sticking with my guns because that's what I predicted, and I'm not going to change my mind now. I'm sticking with it. It's Cody's tournament to win. It's Randy Orton's tournament to win. I just cannot see them going into Saudi Arabia and leaving Cody off the fucking card. I can't see it. I cannot see it. I can't see them leaving Randy off the card. I can't see them not doing that match in Saudi Arabia. Cody and Randy Orton in the finals of the King of the Ring. It's easier to leave Jay and Sammy off the card than it is Cody and Randy. So we'll see what happens there. Other than that, really nothing else happened on Monday Night Raw. Liv Morgan suffered a very unfortunate injury. I don't know what the fuck happened there, but I already see fucking geeks online blaming Kairi Sane. It is not Kairi Sane's fault. It is not Kairi Sane to blame. Liv Morgan in a fundamental toe hold. Now it looked like her elbow shattered, but they are reporting a shoulder injury. We should find out more, hopefully from one of the Dirt Sheets, Zap, or PW Insider. They were saying shoulder. It looked like an elbow. I have no idea what happened. It looked nasty. And Liv Morgan and Kairi Sane wrestled tonight. They had to call the match off. Kairi got the win. And hopefully she is not going to be out for a significant amount of time because she was going to play a pivotal role in WWE Evolution in Atlanta on July 13th. So we don't know what's going on there. That was an awful situation to have happened there. Who I think Liv Morgan is the MVP of the women's division on Monday night. All in all, I thought tonight was a very mid-Monday Night Raw. We didn't get Seth till the end. We didn't really get Cody till the end. Not really even a show. But we didn't get Punk. We didn't get Cena. WWE really centered this around Goldberg and the King and Queen of the Ring quarterfinal matches. But I thought it was a very bland and very blah Monday Night Raw. Wasn't bad. I just didn't find really any excitement. Maybe Goldberg and the announcement of Goldberg and Gunther really took the excitement away from what I previously expected tonight. I don't know. Just blame Bill Goldberg. Fuck Bill Goldberg.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to get into this shit tonight, guys. I appreciate you hanging out with me on this Monday night. Again, I apologize for things not being the way that they usually are. And we're going to try and get through this the best that I can. If I sound off, if things sound off, if something is not the way that it should sound, please let me know in the comment section. I appreciate you guys very much. Follow me on social media. At JD from NY206, Twitter. One of the kids' the women's tag team championships, which right now are in jeopardy of not even being defended at Evolution, with the rumor being that it was supposed to be Liv and Raquel versus the Bella Twins. They may have saved us from a match nobody really even gave a shit about. And Dominic Mysterio, the Intercontinental Champion, they just announced that Dominic will defend the Intercontinental Championship against AJ Styles at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia.
So that's gonna be 5 matches. Wait, is it? Because we got the Queen of the Ring finals and the King of the Ring finals. We got John Cena and CM Punk. That's 3. Was there another one that they announced? Well, actually, I'm not really sure. But Dominic will defend the IC title against AJ Styles. This is a filler match on this filler pay-per-view. That's 4 matches now, so we probably gotta get one more. I'm not sure what the match is gonna be. Cause I don't know who else is defending. Gunther's not defending. He's gonna defend it at Sunday Night Event. So Night of Champions only had like 4 matches, unless they announced one more match at the last minute. Is Tiffany Stratton defending it? Io Sky's not defending it, I don't think.
So they're out there. Liv welcomed us to Monday Night Morgan. I guess that's what she calls it when her and Dom are in the, nevermind. And wanted to hear some noise for the most gorgeous man in all of WWE, Dominic Mysterio. I don't know if he's the most gorgeous man. Is he the one guy that other dudes are very envious of? Probably. I mean, he's got Liv, he had Rhea. WWE and that the Bella Twins were going to reform and they were going to wrestle for the Women's Tag Team Championship. So I don't really get a sense of where this was going unless this was going to happen at Night of Champions and not Evolution. I don't know. Again, I'm not interested in Liv Morgan chasing the World Championship. I'm not interested in Liv Morgan versus Io Sky. I'm not interested in anything regarding Liv Morgan and the Women's Championship at all, no matter if it's Io, Rhea, or somebody else. We've been there, done that. Liv did as much as she could with the championship, and the more new blood that comes on into the company and onto Raw, the less I want to see Liv Morgan hold the Women's Championship. So I don't really know where they were going with this. None of this interested me whatsoever. Night of Champions, potentially. Now we'll never know because Liv Morgan's injured. And she may be out for a long, long time. Start things off tonight with Queen of the Ring, first round. This is the final women's first round tournament match. We got Stephanie Becker, Asuka making her return. Getting back into the company's good graces. Stephanie went to go pin Asuka off the facebuster. Ivy Nala gave Asuka a Uranage. Stephanie broke up that cover. Raquel Rodriguez wrestling 4 times the week of Money in the Bank. We don't need to give her more. Let her get settled and let her organically build her star on Monday night. If we give her the fucking Queen of the Ring and she gets a championship match at SummerSlam, it's going to be a very one-directional picture for the Women's Championship. Let's take it easy a little bit and enjoy the ride instead of bringing someone who everybody's very high on and giving her everything. Doesn't work that way. Dominic is not an idiot. He sees it, he knows it, he feels it. He knows exactly what Finn Balor's doing. It's going to come back to bite Finn Balor in the ass, no doubt about it. The crowd repeatedly yelled "what" throughout this entire segment, even though it did not take place in the ring. Count them, folks. 3 new T-shirts for Bill Goldberg up on WWE Shop after tonight.
Why?
You know how many this guy's going to buy? 0.
Yeah, me neither.
I'll buy them just to fucking burn them. Gunther is looking at Goldberg walk down the aisle. Fireworks went off. He did his little entrance gimmick thingy. This guy was dripping buckets of sweat before he even walked down the aisle. This guy had a noticeable limp as he walked down the aisle. This guy climbed the steps, and the camera guy had to shoot away because he could not climb the steel steps into the ring properly. Goldberg is getting a retirement match, and it already seemed like he had his retirement match upon entering the ring just to have a fucking promo face-to-face with Gunther. He wore one of his new T-shirts, Goldberg's Last Ride. The fans chanted for Goldberg. He thanked the fans. Goldberg told Gunther not to worry because tonight was his night. Goldberg congratulated him on winning the title. Goldberg then got in his face and recalled what happened between them last time. In Atlanta, during Bad Blood. We're going all the way back to October. Which, by the way, WWE never followed up on. It happened that one night, and we never seen about it or heard about it ever again. It happened on one night. And they finally made mention of it tonight. Because Atlanta is the key. He got in his face and recalled what happened between them last time with Gunther getting in Goldberg's family's face in Atlanta during Bad Blood. So Goldberg clearly said, started it in Atlanta, I'm going to end it in Atlanta. Saturday night's main event on July 12th. You're mine because you're next. Gunther was upset. He left the ring. Bill Goldberg tried to climb the second rope. He had trouble climbing the second rope, ladies and gentlemen. This guy had already documented that he can't run at full speed. He's got 2 bum knees, and he's got a shoulder that hasn't worked correctly in years. I know it's going to be 3 weeks. I know the match is probably going to not even last 5 minutes. I'm sure it's going to be in and out, boom, boom. Thank you, ma'am, goodbye. Have a nice retirement, Bill. That doesn't mean I want to see it. If Goldberg is not up to snuff in his retirement match, what makes you think? And he's already out there claiming he's fucking injured, he can't run, he can barely walk. I mean, he looks like a decrepit fucking fossil out there. That's gonna get me excited about watching Bill Goldberg and one of the greatest.
Domino's new Parmesan stuffed crust pizza tastes like never before. Because Domino's has never had stuffed crust before. Seriously.
Itself is not right now officially a world championship match. It should not be. I don't know what the fuck he's got to get a world championship. Every time he comes back, he gets a world championship match. Why? Because he's Bill Goldberg? It's happened against Bray Wyatt, happened against Lesnar, happened against Reigns. Give me a break. Kevin Owens.
Bobby Lashley. Drew
Why do we just
McIntyre.
constantly give Bill Goldberg championship matches? I don't understand it. I'm genuinely terrified of this guy literally getting Goldberg up in a jackhammer attempt. Or even delivering a jackhammer. Some people are going to get excited about that. Listen, I'm sure there is a pocket of people, there's an audience for this. WWE, listen, this is all a narrative. This is all a big WWE narrative on All-In Weekend, AEW Weekend in Texas. They're combating AEW with Bill Goldberg and his retirement. Goldberg's last ride. I get why they're doing it. Do I care about it? No. Do most of you care about it? No, you don't. But I get why they're doing it. I'm getting why people are excited about it. I'm not. I don't have to be. My fucking show. You want to go be excited about it? Go start your own fucking podcast. Go spew to everybody how great Bill Goldberg is and how excited you are about Bill Goldberg. I don't care. I don't want to see Bill Goldberg in 2025.
Me neither.
I barely want to see John Cena in 2025. Just go away already. Hopefully it's as quick and painless as anything that we've seen before from Bill Goldberg. In and out. AJ Styles. He went one-on-one with JD McDonough. Dominic Mysterio was in JD's corner. Not my corner, McDonough's corner. Dominic helped McDonough get a rope break. Styles went for a calf crusher, held it on. Styles chased Dominic around the ring because he saw Dominic try to help his partner. Styles got into the timekeeper's area. McDonough flew over the barricade to wipe him out with a big flying clothesline. Got a nice reaction. We go to a commercial break. Styles fights back after the break. McDonough cut him off with a headbutt. Brainbuster goes for recovery, gets a 2 count. Styles knocked McDonough off the ropes, distracted by Dom, who hopped onto the apron in front of the referee. Blatant distraction. McDonough tried to use this distraction, but Styles hit him with a Styles Clash for the 1, 2, 3. And AJ Styles beats another member of the Judgment Day. Dominic tried attacking AJ after the match, but Styles fought him off until Finn Balor pulled him to safety. Styles held up Dominic's IC title belt. Judgment Day tried to swarm Styles, but Styles ran and bailed with the Intercontinental Championship. The Styles beat Dominic for the title because of Finn Balor's interference trying to help Dominic at Night of Champions. I hope that is the direction that we are headed. Dominic hasn't done a fucking thing with that title. They only gave it to him for a feel-good moment at WrestleMania, and believe me, it was a very good moment. Fans wanted to see it happen on that night, and they gave the fans what they wanted. But more and more I see Dominic holding that championship, it ain't doing much of anything. Styles is the type of guy that you put the title on, and he's going to do exactly what that title needs. Deliver banger matches and start to build the prestige of the title by being a workhorse champion like the title needs. Hopefully that is the direction that we're going. Maxine Dupree and Natalya gave Sheamus some words of encouragement backstage as he's getting ready for his main event match. They wanted him to take out Rusev. We're taking out Otis.
Alright, I'm gonna have to stop the video. Hopefully that this video will upload on my YouTube channel. Until next time, if you guys hit that like button, leave a comment, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. And until next time, this is Jacob Cass 2024. Alright. I'm gonna see.